Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I'm Kelly. Today we're doing a friendship reading on Enhypen members Jake and Sunghoon. This is a coffee donator request, so I want to thank them first and foremost for being awesome. And if you want to hear more about these Enhypen members and how they're dealing with each other right now, stick around. Okay, welcome back. And like I said, I want to thank the donator on the Coffee page for requesting this and their patience. Because I just got it right after. I usually record on the weekends, and so if I get a request during the week, I do have to wait till the upcoming weekend to record it. So thank you for your patience. Whoa. This is my Tarot of the Spirit that we're using today. I do have the cards for their sun signs out. This is Jake, who is a Scorpio, and Sunghoon, who is a Sagittarius, not an Aquarius. I think he has an Aquarius moon, actually, but yeah, Sagittarius. So I usually leave these out just so I can remember who's who. And yeah, I don't know if I've done a reading on Jake before. I know I've done readings on Jay, and I think I did an Enhypen career reading, which I'll make sure I link. I usually always have a playlist with all the Enhypen, or, you know, when I do a group reading, I always have a playlist of all the readings for the entire group that comes up at the end of the video. Whoa. And yeah, so you can find out all the readings I've done on them if you're interested to see more. And let's see, be sure to like and subscribe. As always, tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only. You know, I try to be respectful and honest with my readings, but take them with a grain of salt. I'm just reading paper cards, you know? So I'm not coming off like everything I'm saying is facts. It's just the best I can do with my intuition and the cards. So yeah, what else did I want to say? Yeah, for my friendship readings, as always, I do a 3-card spread, which is a past, present, future, and then we do a reading on each member to kind of expand on whatever the present of those 3 cards is. So it's kind of like a current energies reading for each person, but trying to center around their friendship. So, okay, let's go ahead and pull some cards. All right, past, present, and future. Okay, I know my career reading, I think, for them was pretty crazy. So I'm not super surprised to see a 10 of Swords up in the, you know, the future position. Okay, so in the past, let's start at the beginning. The past is showing a 5 of Wand. It says fear, but I usually read a 5, I'm sorry, not 5 of Wand, a 5 of Wind. So that's essentially swords and traditional RWS style, the one you normally kind of see the style of. So a 5 of Sword or 5 of Wind here is usually, it does deal with fear, but it almost deals with fear from like a power dynamic or the result of a previous fight. So it could be that Enhypen had fears, or these two, especially in the past, had fears because maybe they didn't quite get along, or they were in a position where they felt fearful of people around them. Does have like these little broken swords, like all these swords, like it's almost like you tried to fight but it just was pointless. Like I said, I've kind of always had readings where I feel like there's something weird in their contract, so it could have been that, where they feel kind of powerless in their situation, or at least they did in the past. What else? And I apologize for the noise. There is construction going on at the house across the street. I can't really get around it. Hopefully it's not too loud, but I can hear their beeping from their stuff backing up. Their machines backing up. The 5 of Wind also talks about the planet Venus and Aquarius. So it's going to talk about, yeah, just kind of feeling uncomfortable because the structure around you may be changing. So yeah, I do feel like in the past there was maybe something where, again, they had expectations, or they were explained things would be one way and it ended up being another way. I see all these swords and it kind of makes me feel like their friendship, like this is important to their friendship, because I think this is part of what gave them a friendship, like having to look out for each other. I think they've necessarily had to feel protective of each other from early on, just because, like, for their safety in numbers, right? And I don't mean any kind of physical violence against them or anything like that, but I do feel like if you feel kind of like lost and helpless, having somebody who kind of is also going through the same thing makes you, you know, you're not alone. You have someone to talk to your problems with. You have someone who is understanding of what you're going through. And I think that that bonded them. And I think a lot of trainees in general, even without power dynamics and stuff, like that's how they feel. That's how their bonds grow, because you're, number one, stuck with these people all the time. But number two, like, you have no power in this big company. For most of these kids are coming into this big company, and it's terrifying. You know, once you actually get in, it's like you pass the audition and then it's like you realize kind of how small and kind of insignificant you can be treated. And I think there's some of that too. But I have past readings of Enhypen that I think you'll see why I think this is even more prominent in their history. So I'll go ahead and stop there, because I don't want to explain a whole nother reading when you can just go watch that one. Then presently we have the Earth, the Father of Earth, or the King of Pentacles, or the King of Coins, depending on what kind of tarot you like or you're used to. And it's in reverse too. So right now, I don't know if they've been on hiatus just because of the plague, or it's a thing with the company, or it's their own personal choice not to, but there's something that's like it's affecting like their abilities to make money, right? Like, because it's two of them, it almost makes it feel like there's a conscious decision right now as of not to be active. I don't know if they've recently been sick or anything like that, or they're just like, I know Korea is like trying to be reopened. I mean, just like the U.S. and a few other countries, I'm sure. But it could be that there's a fear there that they're not quite ready for that. They're kind of, you know, maybe not in agreement that things should be quite as reopened as they are. I'm not sure, but there is some kind of hold up between them and like wanting to go out and bring in their money. Again, it could be something with the company where they feel like maybe the company's not paying them. You know, I'm not sure. I'm trying not to drive this too far into another career reading, but the Earth suit is your resources. It also could be time. It could be that maybe right now there is no free time for them to have such a close bonded relationship like they used to. It could be they're just busier, so they don't have the time for each other. But generally it's more resource associated. So it could just be they're not getting an opportunity to be around each other. As far as I know, a lot of these younger groups tend to always live in the same dorms, but if they're in a larger group, sometimes they have multiple dorms. So it could be they don't live in the same dorm, and unless they have activities, they're just not going to see each other quite as much. And it could just be something like that. But that's kind of what I'm getting presently, is like either a lack of resources or a lack of opportunity to be close, whether it's business or personal. I always lean business in these readings. That's usually what my goal is. I'm not trying to get too much dirt on like their actual personal lives, but this is a friendship reading, so we're going to try to keep it on point. So there's some kind of blockage for them having like their work together. And then we have the future. So the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wind in this case, really speaks about a finality, like an end of a cycle. Usually upright, it's because you're tired, you're burnt out, you don't want to do anything. Also, you're kind of almost out of ideas. This is in reverse. So in this case, it's like almost a forced stop. Sometimes it can be you feel it's like unfair, like someone is forcing or not listening to your ideas. They're no longer taking you seriously sometimes. It could be that they don't get, in the future, they're not getting their ideas pushed forward. You know, sometimes a lot of these groups become self-producing, and I don't know if these two members in particular are producers or that have other members that do that. They could get to the point where they just feel dissuaded, like it's it gets defeated for them to continue to put ideas that aren't listened to. It could be also, you know, again, dealing with past readings. It could have to do with just being shut down from their company. I feel they're a pretty successful group, so I think if and when they do stop activities, or that the group activities come to an end, it's going to be a good ways down the road. I don't think this is something that's going to happen tomorrow. So just, you know, rest assured, I think they're going to be active for a good long while, but it does seem like eventually either they're not getting listened to, or they're just kind of forced to stop. There's something about that in their future, but we're not doing a future reading today. We're doing a friendship reading. So let's go. Let's see. I like to pull a few cards on each person and see kind of where they're at with that. You know, we had that Father of Earth in reverse. So let's see what that's about. Let's see what Jake is feeling about that right now. Weird, because I'm almost picturing them to picture an idol group in a rehearsal space is, you know, oh my gosh, astounding. But, you know, I don't know, I'm seeing them practicing, so I feel like they have something coming up. I don't know if they've announced a comeback, but I feel like it's coming soon, like it's in works already. Like I said, I don't really keep up with Enhypen, but that's what I'm seeing. Temperance, death. Okay, the Fool in reverse. Okay. Oh my gosh, these are like all major stuff coming out for them. Mother of Wind. Okay. Okay. All right, so we have Temperance, we have Death, and the Fool. Temperance, a lot to me, is management. It is kind of how you deal with your day-to-day and how you balance all those things. Now, in other decks, Temperance is also considered what's called the art card. So it could be you managing your passions, managing, you know, that life-work balance. But Death is about a transition, and the Fool is in reverse. So that means, could mean something is rushed. Temperance is upright, so they're trying to balance a transition. Man, again, in reverse, this is about also not thinking things through. I don't know, but the Mother of Wind is also about coming and speaking out. Yeah, I can see why they have Temperance, because this is a lot of like back and forth, up and down, conflicting ideas, conflicting feelings. Things are getting changed like last minute without being fully thought out. And then they're just like commanded, like, go forth and do this thing. So again, like I said, I'm seeing them practicing for something, and I just don't know if they're having a lot of changes due to sick members or just due to things keep getting changed. Like someone can't make up their mind if they like this song or like this choreo, or like, you know, like a higher up, someone who's managing it keeps changing things, and it keeps giving them less and less time to like perfect it. Again, I try not to do, I'm always like career focused. I'm sorry. That's just where my main interest is in these guys. I don't really do, again, I don't really do personal life readings. So, again, we saw that that center card was kind of about work, was about resources, was about a limiting of resources. So we're seeing time again being a limited resource here. Let's go into the next one. So we have the Magus, or the Magician, who is about your will, your personal, I don't want to say dream, but your personal direction, like where you want to take things. The Four of Water is about a pause. Again, sometimes can be about being emotionally overloaded, so you're having to just like almost not acknowledge more things, more opportunities, or more options that are passing you by, because you're almost like already like, this is already too much, I don't want to look at anything else. Like there's like that energy about that card. It's like almost like he has so much to do, he's like, I just don't even want to deal. Like I'm already short-circuited, like my brain is already on overload. Or actually not even just brain, but his emotions, like he's emotionally exhausted. Eight of Wands in reverse. This is like a lack of communication. Again, we're seeing again that Fool in reverse talks about things being done haphazardly or not well thought out, and then we're having a lack of communication. So it could be him, like they're not listening to me, so why am I even trying at this point? Like someone's feelings are kind of hurt. Now, I don't know if this is strictly just about the company, or Jake is feeling this way with his group as well. Like there's a frustration right now. It could be him and the entire group feel frustrated, or it's just him personally feeling like, especially not listened to, especially like not liking some of the changes that are going on, feeling like he needs more time to appropriately do the things he's being asked to do. There's some of that. We have the Page of Wands here, and Sister of Fire. She is about kind of having your passion, I want to say, it's drained from you a little bit. It's a little bit like burnout, but not burnout in that you've done all these things. It's, again, these are like, you're wanting to do all these things, but you're not knowing how to do them or incorporate them into what's already established. You know, pages are new at something. So again, I feel like his ideas or his creative endeavors are kind of getting passed over for things he feels like are not as well thought out. So I don't know if Jake also writes music or does some production stuff, or if he's like a rapper that he has his rap parts, but he's not getting like time, or they keep asking him to change something. There's kind of that energy. And then we have Five of Earth, Five of Pentacles. So again, this is feeling like an outcast. This is feeling like people aren't, again, paying you any mind, paying you any attention. They're just like, whatever, just deal with it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're getting ready for something, and Jake especially feels like either Sunghoon or members or company, like he is just feeling kind of not listened to, not giving enough time to manage what he needs to be managing. Again, I'm putting this in a work context. It could be more than that. It could be more, you know, of him having multiple things going on in his life and him not knowing which way to direct his attention. But there is a lot of like fire here, which means passionate. You know, it was Pentacles, which has to do with money. So Temperance to me is also, again, business. There's a lot of business leaning cards here. So I do think, again, their relationship is probably very work oriented, work focused. Their whole closeness in the past sounds like it came together because they were forced together. Not that in that they didn't like each other, but because they bonded over dealing with things like this. So I feel like that's been a constant struggle for them. And we're Enhypen, the one that was put together on the TV show, because I feel like that's always been a problem, is that like there's too many hands in their pot. Like there's too many people from different companies or different corners of different companies wanting to be invested in what they're doing, and it's muddying up the whole process for everything, and it's frustrating. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting Jake mind is at. Like I feel like he wants to prepare for something, but they keep changing it, but not communicating those changes well down the line. Like there's a breakdown, and it's stressing him out to the point where he doesn't even want to listen to them anymore. So let's see how Sunghoon is dealing with that King of Earth in reverse. So far it tracks. So we'll see. Sunghoon. Where I saw Jake like sweating in the practice room, I see Sunghoon sleeping. I see him just like, it could be how he manages stress is that he sleeps. 2 of water. Two of cups in reverse is the falling out, honestly. It is about someone rejecting your feelings. My hair is all tangled up in here. It's about someone rejecting your feelings, so he definitely, again, also feeling on the outs. High Priestess in reverse, again, like sleeping, not feeling connected. 10 of Wands is a burden, or 10 of Fire is a burden. 9 of Fire is about letting down your defenses. Where Jake felt like he wasn't getting help, although Jake had a lot more major cards, so I feel like it felt more important to Jake. Whatever it was, this feels like... It's weird. It's like almost though he feels kind of just... He's feeling some of that disconnect too. He is a supporting role. The 6 of Earth is helping others. So he's still putting other people before himself in right now to deal with whatever the issue is that they're dealing with right now. 6 of Fire. Ace of Fire. There's that Earth card again. He's got a couple aces here. Oops, my pendulum. He's got a couple aces here, which is really interesting. So, yeah, he's feeling disconnected, rejected, emotionally kind of rejected about something, or feeling like people aren't giving him what he's giving them, because he definitely feels like he's putting in support for others. But he is feeling very burdened as well. 6 of Fire is talking about feeling almost like you're fighting a losing battle, or that you did lose in a battle somewhere. Ace of Fire again. Something, this kind of reminds me of that Fool, a reverse Fool we had. Where it's like something you wanted to do is either rejected. I'm seeing a lot of rejection here. You got too much on your plate. Like they have so much to do that he can't do kind of his personal wishes. But we're seeing this in the upright where it's showing that there's actually so much for him to be doing right now that he feels burdened by it. And I think overall Jake felt burdened too. But it felt more anxious for him. Because like this one, it's almost like I've given up. And maybe that's the thing, is that I'm seeing him going with the flow a little bit more. He's like, I don't like it. It's a lot of work, but what can I do? Like, I can't do anything about it. I've already like lost that battle. So he's like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to give it my best effort. I'm going to give it all my time and my energy, but I'm not going to fight that thing anymore. And this, you know, Sister of Water, this Page of Cups here is also, it's weird because this is almost like still like feeling like his friends let him down a little bit. Or someone he trusted. Maybe not like his friends, but maybe someone he admired and he looked up to is kind of letting him down. But we do have the Ace of Cups, or this One of Water, which is about a self-love. So even though he feels like he is like that full cup. Like, have you ever heard about people like can't fill from an empty cup or whatever? But he's that full cup that like keeps helping other people. I don't know if he's like the vitamin of his group, where he's like, I can't win this. I'm going to make the best of this situation. It really and truly is how I feel. He feels disconnected, unlistened to, kind of defeated, but he's also like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to do this work. I don't care. Because I see things for myself, or at the end of the day, I can be proud of myself, what I did. So he is the Sagittarius. That makes a little bit of sense too, to me, where it's like he's emotional, but not, it's almost like he doesn't take it as personally as maybe Jake did. And he's got the, oh no, he's got the Aquarius moon. Jake had the Pisces moon. I mean, okay, right. So his feelings are going to be more compartmentalized, you know, with that air sign moon. He's just, again, I think it's a little easier for him to go with the flow, where a Piscean moon, a Scorpio with a Piscean moon, double water for Jake means he takes things very personally. He may not like to show you because he doesn't want to show weakness, but he takes things very, very personally, where I think Sunghoon is more of a happy-go-lucky kind of person. And again, he's just like, okay, I lost this fight, but I'm not giving up on myself. I'm not giving up on what I want. I'm just going to still work hard no matter how hard it is. Yeah. Now, I do think overall, what I'm getting in these readings too is that they do feel disconnected somehow. Maybe because they don't see eye to eye on what's happening, you know? I do see Sunghoon trying to be a supportive person, so I do think he's extending that in particular to Jake if Jake wants it. I just don't know if Jake is accepting it. You know, we saw that Four of Cups, that Four of Water for Jake, which means you're getting help, or you're getting options that you're letting pass by, and it could be this. It could be that he has more support, but he's so overwhelmed that he's like in his feelings and he's not acknowledging that there are people that want to help him and support him, so he's kind of pushing it off. Or it could be that he's just mad, and that's how he reacts when he's angry, is that he pushes people away. So there could be some of that going on. So I do think that I think they're struggling, and I think their whole, the way they are particularly run within their company or companies, because I can't remember if they're the ones from the show. I'm pretty sure they were the ones from the show, though. Something about the way they're run is really weird. There's a lot of bureaucracy and red tape and getting conflicting messages from multiple parties. So I feel like it makes everything more frustrating for them. And I think it makes them feel in particularly powerless in a lot of their situations. So that's kind of the vibes I continue to get from Enhypen. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Again, I think there's going to be a lot of success in the future for them. They're not giving up anytime soon. And I think they're going to work really, really hard to continue to be successful and achieve those dreams. But I just think they have a particularly hard run that is not as clear-cut as some other idols. So I think it's harder for them, and we may not see them maybe as often as we see, you know, comebacks from other people, but I do think they're going to fight to make those comebacks the best. And I do think they have a bond with each other because I think they realize that like they're the only ones that look out for each other in their business or in their company or whatever. So that keeps them together, but they don't always see eye to eye on everything. So yeah, but I do think Sunghoon tries to support the ones he knows are maybe struggling the most, and I think he's seeing that Jake probably does internalize and is hard on himself when things don't work out the way he wants them to. So I'm seeing some of that where Sunghoon is a supporting role for Jake and tries to lift him up, but Jake sometimes just doesn't see it because he's in his feelings. So that's what I have for their friendship. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I can't help it. I get into a career reading every time. That's just, especially with them, their energy really pulls me into that. But I hope you got what you were looking for. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, what they could possibly be struggling with right now. If you're looking for a personal reading, I have an Etsy shop where you can order a personal reading. It'll be like this, but it'll be completely private, so you will be the only person with the link to the video. I also have a Patreon where I have exclusive readings, early access, and voting for which readings are coming up on the channel. So be sure to check that out. I want to thank all my Patreons there who continue to support me. I really appreciate you guys. Love you. Mwah. And as always, everyone just have a great day, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.